And good Friday morning to you. Welcome back to First News here on the 22nd of November. And getting ready to talk with Nick Horton, the founder and CEO of Opportunity Arkansas, as we welcome him to the show this morning because he's in the middle of a big-time event that Opportunity Arkansas is putting on. Started yesterday, continues today. But, Nick, good morning. How are you today?
Hey, good morning. Twice in 1 week. What a treat. Thanks for having me on.
So, I feel like we should have paid you or something.
I'm not saying you can't.
Right.
That's
Right.
fine.
So Nick, can you tell everybody about the Homegrown Solutions Summit that you're hosting right now, and what's this summit about, and what are the goals that you're trying to accomplish with this event?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's an event that's all about turning our attention from the election to execution.
Mm-hmm.
It's about saying, look, we've made promises, we've made commitments to the people, and now we got to get focused on policy and get ready for legislative session in January. And so for us, it's really a moment to stop and pause. We're up on Pettigene Mountain,
Mm-hmm.
place where Governor Rockefeller came and looked off the backside of the bluff here and said, I see so much potential in this place and the beauty and the people and the communities, and I'm never going to leave, and bought this mountain
Yeah.
and built a cattle ranch and a cattle industry up here. Literally had tons and tons, like metric tons of dirt hauled up here so he could have a cattle farm because he believed in the potential of Arkansas and our communities and our people. So this event, we've got folks from every branch of government, every
Mm-hmm.
level of government in Arkansas, Supreme Court justices, school board members, down the list, and folks who can really come together and lock arms to take Arkansas to the top where we deserve to be, where Governor Rockefeller knew we always deserve to be. So that's what this event's all about. And folks that have heard me on your show, and you've heard me talk about our work on welfare reform and tax reform and making education as good as possible, and checking in on the LEARNS Act and how that's going. And so, you know what the content is. It's all the stuff that Opportunity Arkansas has been working on for years now. But it's been great so far, and we still got a full day ahead today, and really excited about it.
So the ultimate goal, of my understanding of the Homegrown Solutions Summit, is that we're preparing legislators and even lobbyists and people that are going to push different legislation in the next session in 2025, preparing them for how to go about this. Is that right? To make sure that different legislation does get through and gets passed. Is that how this will kind of work on the back end?
I'd say that's a huge piece of it, preparing folks, again, to say, okay, we've made promises. We've told the voters and the people of Arkansas that we're going to go in and we're going to cut taxes and we're going to fix our broken welfare systems and solve our dependency crisis. And certainly with the election of President Trump coming back into office, we've got a new opportunity to do a lot of that, but also we've got a mandate to do a lot of that. And so, yes, looking towards legislative session is a huge component of this, but it's also about, it's not just about legislation. I mean, that's honestly part of the message of the event is there's so much we can do. The legislature only meets once every other year,
Right.
but there's so much that can be done in the interim by working together with our state agencies, with the governor's office, with folks at the city level and the county level, all across Arkansas, and bringing nonprofit leaders together and private sector entrepreneurs. We're calling it the Homegrown Solutions Summit, and it's all about solving problems. It's all about, at Opportunity Arkansas, our mission is solving generational problems and simplifying government for the next generation. And so getting all of those folks in the room for 2 days to say, how do we actually do this? We've had these generational problems for so long. What's crazy is to think 70 plus years ago when Governor Rockefeller came here and said, I'm going to stay and I'm going to invest and I'm going to try to turn Arkansas around and take us to the top. So many of those problems, I mean, we've made progress on some of them, but so many of them are still here. We've got a record levels of people on welfare. We've got record levels of violent crime. We made huge progress on education reform and tax reform, but we've still got an income tax that's punishing hard work, and we've got to fully eliminate it. And so getting deep into the weeds of those generational problems, and then mapping out a chart, charting out a course to go forward, and how we really finally solve these problems and put them in our rearview mirror, so that we can take Arkansas to the top where we've always deserved to be.
So we're talking with Nick Horton this morning. He's the founder and CEO of Opportunity Arkansas, and Opportunity Arkansas hosting the Homegrown Solutions Summit right now out at Petit Jean Mountain. Today will be the second and final day of the event. So, Nick, I don't know if you can tell us or not, but I mean, do you have keynote speakers? Do you have anybody speaking that we would know? Anybody that's going to be on stage that is impressive?
A few folks. Well, they're all
impressive.
Toby.
I shouldn't have said
Yeah,
that.
of course. But yeah, we kicked off our lunch program yesterday with Attorney General Tim Griffin.
Nice.
And we were so grateful for him to be able to make the trip up here and talk to us about some of the work that he's doing to simplify government and save money for taxpayers. And getting into the weeds, his message was really about, it's great to have a press conference. It's great to say we're going to do this or we're going to do that. But the details matter. The implementation matters. The day-to-day business of government really matters. And we can say we're conservative and we can say we want to do better and we're for all these things. But if the people of Arkansas don't feel the difference when they go to the DMV or they get their tax bill in the mail or they go buy groceries and the cost is still way too high, we're not really moving the needle, or we're not moving the needle enough. And so that was a great way to kick off the event. We've had another keynote speaker last night, James Whitford, who's from right across the state line in Missouri and is working every single day to help people on an individual level get out of poverty and climb the economic ladder. And it was a super inspiring message. And then today, for our closing lunch, we're going to have Congressman Bruce Westerman here.
Nice.
The first Republican House Majority Leader in the modern state history of Arkansas, who's now leading on so many important issues at the federal level. And so it's going to be a great conversation to talk about what can we do at the state level to support the Trump administration's conservative agenda coming in, what are some things that he's working on, and really what's his message to legislators and policymakers in the room who, he's been in their position before, but where we had a 51 seat majority instead of a 81 seat majority, and just getting his thoughts on how we can really accelerate the growth and the progress that we've seen in the last 2 years. So it's going to be a great day. We're really excited, and we've got a lot of good things ahead of us.
Well, and then Nick, I always say you guys are doing good work, and you're really digging into the to the good work yesterday, and of course that continues today with the Homegrown Solutions Summit. But Nick, I hope today goes really well, and of course people can go to opportunityarkansas.org, especially after this event, and find any information posted from the summit once it wraps up. I'm sure there'll be some articles and things like that come out. But Nick, I know we did it the other day, but happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody at Opportunity Arkansas. And of course, hope that today is really productive at the Homegrown Solutions Summit.
Thanks, brother. Thanks so much for having me on. Happy Thanksgiving. And we're going to keep fighting till the very end to take Arkansas to the top. And there's no reason we shouldn't be. We have the people. We have the communities. We have the resources. We just got to get our policy aligned with our people.
Yeah.
And that's really going to make the difference. So really excited. Couldn't be more optimistic about where we're headed.